All right, welcome back. So in this lecture, we're going to talk about the select menu keyboard shortcuts. So let's go to the select menu just real quick so I can show you what we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about select all, deselect, reselect, inverse, all layers, find layers, select a mask, and that's really it. All right, so let's do it. So I left this Untitled 6 open because we already have layers here. So I'm going to hit Control A to select layer 8 only, Control D to deselect. So this is a tool, Control A and Control D, I use all the time. I absolutely love this tool because what it does, if I go to layer 7, right, and I Control A, Control C, Control X, and then do Control Shift N and make layer 12 and Control V, I can paste it in here. And then if I do this, I can move it around with Control T, Control A, allows me to move it as well because it's a selection tool. So that's another way you can do it. And then Control D to deselect. Okay. Now to reselect, we're going to do Shift Control D. Okay. And then Control D to deselect. Inverse is going to be Shift Control I. Actually, it's L. Okay. Control Z to undo that. So Shift Control L to inverse. Control Z to uninverse. To select all layers, we're going to hit Alt-Control A, okay? So that'll select all the layers that are not locked, okay? Alt-Shift-Control, that's a funky one. Alt-Shift-Control F to find layers, you can search right there. So if you have a whole panel, let's say you have 100 layers, right? So let's do that for a second here. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Okay, I'm not going to do 100 layers. I'll do 20 layers. So use the keyboard shortcut, Control Shift N, and make 7 more layers or however more you need to get to 20. And then what you can do is you can use Alt Shift Control F to find a layer. So we'll do layer 1. Okay, there's layer 1. So it popped up. Okay, so it's just a quicker way to even get to this. I mean, you can click there and do it, but if you're over here and then you want to do it, it's all about speed. So you do whatever you need to do. So now what we can do is we can select all the layers with Alt-Control A. Okay, if it lets me. It was working. What's it doing? Here we go. Alt-Control A. All right, I'm going to do it old school. I'm going to hold Shift and select all. There we go. We're going to select and mask. So I'm going to do Alt-Control R. Okay. Let's go to layer 12 and try that again. So we're going to do Alt-Control R. Okay. So now hit OK. And there you go. So now we've masked that layer. Okay. So that is the select menu keyboard shortcuts. So in this video, we're going to talk about the filter menu keyboard shortcuts. So let's head over to Photoshop. If you're not already there, open up Untitled 6 for me. So I'm going to hit Control S to save this because I've been using this for a couple videos now. And we're going to learn about filter. Okay, so if you ran a filter, so like liquefy, I just clicked on this and there's not really anything we can do with this per se. So let's hit Control O. We really need an image. And grab our image. And what I'm going to do is now I can give it kind of a filter gallery. Or click on the filter gallery and just give it an effect. Okay. Now what you can do is if you hit Alt-Control F, it's going to do the last filter. Okay. We can also do different filters. So if I do Alt-Shift Control A, it's supposed to do an adaptive wide angle. Okay, there we go. So that did work, sort of. Okay, so I'll hit OK. Then we can do camera raw filter. So if I do Shift Control A, okay, click get started, then I can, mess around with this and just kind of play with the levers here. Hit OK. All right, then I can do lens correction. So if I do Shift Control R, we can do lens correction. So I'll hit OK. We can liquefy. So Shift Control X will liquefy. So if I just do this, can kind of go wild. And then vanishing point. So if I do Alt Control V, okay, are you sure you want to convert colors? Yes. Okay. There you go. And I'll hit OK. Okay. Now, that's how you use the keyboard shortcuts for filter. So that's just these right here. All right. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next lecture.